Hey there! So we're just going to go through some continuous integration and test-driven development. So to start here, we've got our tax system. We've already got our Alberta created, and Rod's already created our Yukon. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with kind of the provinces are similar, so we're just going to add in an extra line for Yukon, and we'll start off with creating the documentation here. So for province of Manitoba, gross employees, gross income, and this one's me. Okay. So we'll do this, Manitoba, and just finally to go through our tests here. So as you can see, our provincial tax now calculates it for Alberta. It's there. We've got the Yukon here. And lastly, we've got Manitoba there. So it's looking pretty good. It seems like it works. We've got our testing cases for all the provinces here. But we'll notice that our testing, when it's read, it doesn't actually ever reach that amount. So it means we're not testing for high enough values to actually use all of these things. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run a few more tests just for the three that we have. So testing higher values of provincial taxes, and hopefully that'll bring us over the 80% mark that we need. So there we go. So now that we have a Yukon amount of $600,000, we now test out in the Yukon table the higher bound here. So in order to hit all these bounds, because they have different recursive functions at each bound, we have to use each area, have a value that lands within each area in order to test out each area. So we're already at 80%, so I'll just do one more for the Manitoba. We'll do a really low one and a really high one, and that way we can figure that out. There we go. So now it covers this area here. And I guess the last one we could do is a large amount, but that takes a long time. So that should work. But lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to do one that does not work properly. So let's say, for instance, here we have a 1 cent off. So something's off by 1 cent here. Let me try and run the build. And we've got one Manitoba that's off by a cent. Okay? So regardless of the fact that it's only a cent, we're missing one thing. So let's go ahead and save it. And we'll quit here. Actually, I don't even need to quit. We'll just minimize that. And I use my little fork repository. Changes. We're just going to select everything, stage it. And we'll say one failed test case. And commit. And we'll push that up. Perfect. Now if we go to our repository here, let's get rid of these. and refresh this here, we will now see that it is running the pipeline. Woo! Fantastic. So right now it's running this pipeline. We can actually see the code that it's trying to execute here. So it's really simple. It's running a script. And all it's doing is running, let's see where it says here, Maven clean compile. And that's just because we set up in our repository here. Assignment 3. We've got this YAML file. And in there, it just has 3 stages: build, test, and deploy. First we build it by compiling it, then we test it by running the test through Maven, and then we deploy it by actually running the Java file. So if we go back to here, scroll down to the bottom, job succeeded. Okay, so it successfully managed to build the program. That's fantastic. Let's go back to our commits though. Go back to our pipeline. And right now it's trying to run the test cases. So let's see what happens here. Failed. Oh. And it should tell us why. Well, it doesn't give us, yeah, here we go. So failure is 1, build failure. And it doesn't give us too many details other than that, but that is our JUnit tests, and that doesn't work, so that means we've got to go back, figure out what the issue is, which in this case is the 1 cent. And if we save that and run it again, there we go, compiles perfectly. So we'll just go back here. So if we go to our commits, you'll notice that now it says it's got a failure there. So that's good. We'll just commit our other changes here. There we go. So it's running the pipeline again. And we'll just wait. Now, of course, this is fantastic, but one of the problems is we've still got these, we've got failure tests, we've got 1 failed test case, and you can actually still pull these failed tests. And the proper way to do this is actually to make it merge when the pipeline succeeds. So we could only allow merge requests to be merged if the pipeline succeeds. So have a development branch, create a new branch, and make it so that it merges every time your pipeline is good. Merge when pipeline succeeds. It would be an option here if we had that going on. So, all right, and now all 3 of them have passed. So our deploy, our test, and our build. So if we go back to our commits, we can see that now we have a pipeline that passed for Manitoba working and tested.